Have you denied a part of yourself? Power, strength, harmony, love, and happiness results from unity, while depression, weakness, loss, and loneliness ultimately originate from fracture. When you deny a fundamental aspect of yourself, you're not a whole being. You're a fractured being, and thus you're not as expressed, actualized, or powerful as you could be. The people of this world have chosen to deny either their shadow or light. Being Hyperion is all about integrating your shadow and light according to wisdom. But what does that mean exactly? Now, we use shadow and light as broad metaphors to represent apparently opposite forces. Since they're general terms, they can take on different meanings depending on the context. For example, in Hyperionism in general, the force of shadow is about dominance, will, anger, power, destruction, service to self, the individual, while the force of light is about passivity, compassion, forgiveness, creation, service to other, and the collective. These apparent opposite forces, both shadow and light, are in actuality two aspects of one force, the force of life. To deny one aspect is to deny life and yourself. All of these qualities have their use and their place. For example, the light of compassion is used to cultivate a healthy relationship. But the power of anger can be used as fuel and channeled to create change in your life when someone's trying to take advantage of you or walk all over you. We all have these powers within us for a specific purpose: to live a healthier life and to create a better world. None of them should be denied. However, they must be guided by reason and wisdom. They each have their place. The better that you understand what you are, where you are, and why you're here, the better that you understand what life is and the nature of the universe, the better that you'll be able to understand how to most effectively use these powers in your life. This is why we emphasize understanding existence, so that you can better take command of your life. The better that you understand the principles that underpin your mind, the more effective you'll become. Think about it like this. It's not going to work if you try to use a knife to drink soup or a spoon to cut up vegetables. You might even decide that these tools are useless and think that you should get rid of them. Now, that's what the vast majority of the world does when they deny either their shadow or their light. But when you apply these forces correctly, you realize that there is a purpose for each. They are both aspects of who you are, and to deny one aspect is to deny yourself. Unifying both shadow and light according to wisdom is the way to growth, evolution, power, and wholeness. It's the way of the Hyperion. Our system of unity is about integrating apparent opposite forces of life and yourself into a complete whole so that you may live the best, most engaging, and fulfilling life. In addition to using shadow and light as metaphors to talk about apparently opposite forces, there is another concept called the shadow self that means something a bit different. So what is your shadow self? Beginning from early childhood, you're told what to do, whether by your parents, friends, religion, or teachers, that you must obey God. You must not have impure thoughts. You must be a good worker. You must not daydream. You must be pretty. You must not wear unacceptable clothing. You've been shaped into something that's not you at all, but instead a fake you, a hollow you, a masked you created by social institutions designed to keep you fractured. These so-called unacceptable aspects of who you are didn't disappear, but instead they were repressed into your unconscious. All of these repressed unconscious aspects of who you are form your shadow self. Now, if your shadow self is not explored and made conscious, it will cause immense inner turmoil in your life, resulting in depression, and it can cause addiction. Intense sexual desire is also often hidden within your shadow self. Feel free to be alive. Those who teach that enlightenment involves following a strict set of objective so-called moral rules are abject liars. Everyone has urges within themselves that need to be satisfied, and they should not be labeled as dirty or wrong. We're all walking around with deep wounds within us because it's our very nature to connect with one another. But our nature is being blocked. Sex is an extremely powerful life force, and its vitalizing energy will transform your life. For the world to heal and become whole, it must embrace sex, love, and lust. Replace repression with exploration. Explore yourself, explore your world, explore each other, safely and consensually, of course. Remember, we're guided by reason and wisdom at all times. Society constantly tries to dull you down and file you away so that you'll fit in their box, so that you'll conform into the gray herd of unthinking clones and conformity. Because your shadow self contains all the elements of you that society deems as unacceptable, it means that it contains extreme qualities that make you an individual. The shadow self has also been called the seat of creativity. It's only once you embrace what was once split off that you will become whole. Unity will only result through the integration and merging of your light self and your dark self. Because of the great power of shadow, this integration must be done through reason and wisdom. The formula for unity is shadow, light, and wisdom. Don't become the mask that society forces on you. Instead, smash the mask and unlock your wild power and creativity. Become the conscious creator of who you are. My name is Morgue, and I am Hyperion. Ad Astra, to the stars. Help us create a new world and consider joining us on Patreon. If everyone that claimed that they supported us supported with just $1, we'd be able to make major world change tomorrow. But in actuality, only a few do. If you can't afford it, don't worry about it. But be honest with yourself, it's just $1 and it will help tremendously. You'll also get access to hidden material and more. The dark shadowy types to embrace their light, and we need the love and lighters to embrace their shadow. All guided by wisdom, of course. I want to give a big shout out to all my patrons. You guys are amazing. Seriously, it means the world to me, and this would not be possible without you. Let's create a new world.